Chase, I guess after that start against South Carolina that you said was your best of the season, was it frustrating that you have to wait before your next outing since you didn't get to pitch in Hoover?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but you kind of take it with a grain of salt just because I have over a week and a half of rest. So, just having that mindset and be able to kind of figure out how I need to plan things for this regional is really big for me. And like I said, having that rest is always good for a pitcher.
Jay's two-part. Number one, talk about being paired up in the Clemson Regional with a very good team like Clemson. Number two, success has been hard to come by away from home this year, but this is a different situation with three other teams there and not one.
Right.
How different is that dynamic?
It's kind of hard to say just because of the fact that we haven't really proven ourselves on the road for this season. But coming off of South Carolina and having that series win and going to Hoover and we got bounced pretty early, and so coming back and just being able to regroup and refocus on what we need to do and having that rest, like I said, is going to be huge for us. And being able to prepare like we need to for the first game of the year. In our eyes, regional, everything starts back over. So the record is 0-0. And, we have to go out there and throw our best stuff and play our best baseball in order to win.
Eric?
Chase, how much confidence is there with you pitchers knowing that you could throw Friday, you could throw Saturday,
Yeah.
Andrew could throw Friday, Saturday, Drew, knowing that, and Seth and some other guys, that you guys are built for this time of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it brings a lot of confidence to not only the pitching staff, but the whole team as well. Knowing that we have, 5 or 6 starters on the team really that can go 5-6 innings if we need them to. And so, like you said, we're built for this time of year, and to be honest with you, we're ready to go, and we're locked and loaded, and mentally we're in a good spot, physically we're in a good spot, and so it's going to be a lot of fun seeing what we can do.
Chase is obviously as good as your fastball typically is. Guys are sitting on it.
Yeah.
When you're effective with your fastball, what's that difference maker for you in terms of success?
When my fastball is on, everything else is on, really. It carries really well in the top of the zone. So if I kind of leave it kind of to the middle/lower portion of the zone, that's when it starts to get hit. So if I elevate it like I need to, everything else just kind of plays off of that. And so all of my pitches just look a lot better. The tunnels are a lot better and stuff like that. And so it just makes me a lot more efficient with hitters.
Ryan?
When you talk to some of the pitchers that don't have NCAA tournament experience, what do you tell them about this week and not making too much out of it?
Yeah, I just tell them that everything starts over now. Nothing else that we have done in the past matters. Everything is 0-0, so we just kind of have to put our best foot forward and keep moving along and being able to have have the stuff that we need to and just have that confidence that wherever we go we're going to handle business the way we need to.
Lindsey seems like a guy that's pretty cool, calm, collected,
Yeah.
quiet. If he is to pitch against his former team, do you think he's a guy that will be the same guy and be able to wrangle in those emotions of playing his old team?
Yeah, I think you'll see the exact same guy that we've seen all year. He's a very cool, calm, collected guy, like you said, and it's hard to get him flustered at all. I've tried in the locker room, to be honest with you, but he's a really good guy. He's a huge competitor. And so, that's all we can really ask from him is just to go in and compete the way he needs to.
Chase, last couple of times out, you've looked more and more like yourself. You mentioned the fastball. Anything else, maybe for you that maybe you're not doing differently, maybe it's working better for you now than maybe the first half of the season?
Yeah, so, like I said, when I was in South Carolina, kind of moved over on the mound so I can be more directional. That's helped me throw a lot more strikes and get ahead of hitters. And the key is to be able to get ahead of hitters and put them away early. And so, a lot of my pitches have been kind of in and out for the most of the season. But, after that South Carolina start, I was able to really hone in on my slider, hone in on my changeup, and be able to use my curveball effectively to both lefties and righties.
Chase, besides those changes that you made, those tweaks, what about between the ears, the mental part of it? A lot of people put so much expectation and hype onto you going into the year. Was that an adjustment that took you some time to kind of flush and get past?
100%. You know, the mental aspect of the game is not to be overlooked. It's a huge part of the game. I mean, you hear all the time, baseball's 90% mental. So, you know, I feel like for myself, working with a mental strength coach was a huge investment in myself and being able to, you know, handle things that may not have went so well for me, you know, early in the season or middle of the season or whatever. But being able to handle, you know, a bad start or a bad outing, or being able to handle not making the right pitch or things like that, and just being able to have that reset, it has been a huge help for me in knowing whenever I need to have that reset or when I need to take a deep breath or things like that.
Eric?
Chase, everybody likes pitching at home, but when you go on the road, you know, whether it be Friday, Saturday night, whatever,
Yeah.
you know, in front of a visiting crowd or a home crowd on the road, is there a little extra, you know, with you there? I mean, do you feel like another gear that can be kicked up just knowing that, you know, you're kind of the outsider and everybody's pulling against you?
I mean, to be honest with you, with the amount of fans that we get at away games, it's pretty easy to stay calm and collected, you know, when we have a really good crowd there. And so, yeah, I mean, going on the road is never easy for any team just because you're in a hostile environment. But, you know, just like we said about, you know, just the mental side of the game, just being able to calm down and be able to focus on what we need to focus on.
Chase, can you feel a different vibe today around the locker room, around the facility after kind of a week and a half off? I know you practiced over the weekend, but
Yeah.
just a week and a half off from games, I guess. Can you feel a different vibe going into the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, the vibe in the locker room is awesome, to be honest with you. It's really relaxed, I guess you could say, and very calm. And, you know, we have that good mix between calm and competitive. And so that's one of the things that the coaches look for in us. And so, you know, if we have that nice mix when we're going into the regional, it's going to be dangerous.
Has there been a mental aspect with the pitching clock this year for you?
Not really, because, you know, here at Tennessee, Coach Anderson preaches being able to work efficiently and being able to work fast. And so, you know, we shoot to throw a pitch every 13 to 14 seconds. And so the pitch clock, I mean, it didn't really do anything to us. We just kind of stayed doing what we're doing. Obviously, now we have the pitch comms, which we just wear it on the wrist, look down, and throw the pitch. But, you know, for some people like myself, I like seeing the signs given from the catcher as more of a mental aspect of the game, just being able to visualize myself making the pitch before I throw it and things like that. But I've kind of built a system to where I can use the pitch comm and see what pitch I need to throw. Just, you know, looking at it, taking a deep breath, visualizing what I need to do, and executing the pitch.
Anything else for Chase? One more, Troy, last one.
Chase, Clemson enters this tournament as the quote-unquote hottest team in the country. That was a label y'all had a year ago. I'm just curious as to what difficulty y'all maybe dealt with in dealing with that label a year ago as you kind of went through this thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, last year obviously didn't go the way we wanted to. But, you know, there's a way to handle things and there's a way not to handle things. And for us, we're focused on the first game. We're not really focused on Clemson right now. We're focused on, you know, beating Charlotte. And just being able to do what we need to do.
Hey, Chase. Yeah. Sorry. Ben Joyce made his MLB debut yesterday. How proud are you of him?
I mean, I'm incredibly proud of him. I was in there watching that game in my room, you know, just watching him throw some heat. It was awesome to see. It was electric. It was really good stuff. And, you know, I feel like as a team and as a staff here at Tennessee, we couldn't be more proud of him. Thank you, guys.